what's up guys? So I just wanted to make a quick video here for you guys to hopefully Niantic can watch on Pokemon Go and how to make it better. I have some simple solutions and I have some long-term solutions. I will have the disclaimer that I'm not into coding, so I don't know how detailed some of these things are and how difficult they might be, but some of these seem relatively easy for what they can do in game right now. I'm an avid player. I'm level 35. I was an organic level 30, which means I never purchased any lucky eggs until I got past level 30, and then I started using that. Yeah, so I play frequently, and I play with my kids. I grew up with cards and play with my siblings with that, so definitely a fan. And now I'm sure you've seen a lot of the videos of Pokemon Go being dead and it's been murdered, or the fan base is lost. Guys, there's millions of people that still play this game today, and these are the avid, dedicated players. So Niantic, you really need to look at your audience of what you have today. It's been great that you've been releasing, new generations of Pokemon, battle systems upgraded, but you still have to go further. The weather system, love it. That's amazing. But here's some things. So obviously Niantic took the route of, instead of going to real life Pokemon, has kind of turned to more of video game. And what I mean by that is, well, the battle system, guys. They release legendaries, and it's not like you can get one legendary and that's all you have. You can get tons and tons of legendaries, which me personally I wasn't a big fan of. I think they could have gone a different way where you still battled legendary raids, and that would increase either your IVs or increase your CP of your current legendary that you have if it's the same one. But regardless, they went this route. So how can we make today's current system better? So right now, legendary raids are saturated. Right when the first one comes out, the first week, oh, it's hot. Everybody's out. I'm in Minnesota. It's cold here, and people still are out. And the legendary raids pop up all over the place. So if you reduce the number of raids for legendary eggs, at least, they're going to be a little bit more rare, where people are going to flock to more of the single areas. But they are just all over the place, all over the time. Nobody can beat them by themselves, and so a lot of different areas, unless you're in a heavily populated area where people are playing all the time, even during the day, it's really hard. By this time, everybody has coordinated with Discord or Facebook or some other group where they've gotten a good system down of coordinating people for raids. So I think if you limit the number of legendary raids, the quality will go up quite a bit. So, going more into detail with that, legendaries going less. If there was some more variety of the raids, I mean, the eggs I think should have a different color for each level, and then expand upon the number. I mean, I'm glad that they switched it up after so long. I mean, I got really tired of the same ones over and over. But make the pools really big, and then make each egg for each level, a color, so we can determine that. I don't think the coding should be that hard for color of an egg. Anyways, so rare candies, guys. So rare candies might be one of the most valuable item in this game, and they get tossed around in raids like nothing. Like sometimes I'll get none, sometimes I'll get 9. I think if you give a current set system, if it's a level 1, you get 1. If it's a level 2, you get 2, and all the way up to 5. So if you do a level 5 raid, you can get 5 candies. And if you own gym control, you get a bonus candy. So you possible 6, or if you do a level 1, you get 2. That way, there's more of an incentive for me to go out and do a level 1 because I want a couple candies, or 2 or 3. And there's boost. Plus, it keeps gym competition going as well, because if there's an extra candy that's provided before an egg hatches, people are going to be battling to take that gym over. And that's always fun in the game. So another thing that rare candies do is you can power up legendaries with rare candies. And if you want to make raids more popular and more exciting, let's not use rare candies on legendaries. The only way you can get candies for legendaries should be doing the legendary raid. So that's another way to increase the importance on the legendary raids and raiding in general. When you use the rare candies and you're able just to power up any legendary you have, there's not a whole lot of incentive for me to do a lot of them. So that's another thing that can easily be done. Another quick item would be those special rare items that we got, you know, the Metal Coat, King's Rock, and so forth. A lot of us have already used those. Unless we want to use them to fill our Pokemon bag with those Pokemon again, they're sort of useless items. So if we could transfer those for a rare candy, that would be amazing. Then we actually get excited about getting them again. And then for new players that come in, they can still use the items, or if you don't have that Pokemon, you can still use those items. But if you're further along and you don't need them, instead of just trashing them and them taking up bag space, you know, reward us for those. So that's another good one that we could add to the game fairly easy. All right, so now some a little bit more technical things I think could really improve the game. So we have fast TMs and we have charge TMs, and currently it just wipes out the current move and it learns another move. And in Pokemon Go, this seems to be, it was exciting when it first came out because you're like, oh, finally I can change a moveset. But, you know, when Pokemon learn moves, it's not like they forget the other move. They have a moveset base. So my suggestion is, Niantic, you still want to make money, right? So put TMs as a really high price in the store and make TMs a fast TM, add to a Pokemon's fast charge move, where you can go actually into the profile of the Pokemon and you can select which one fast charge move you want it to have. In addition, charge TMs can add charge moves, and that would just add to a list of the available ones that it would have. And then in-game battle, everybody knows the new button for charge move that it lights up and you get to push it. So instead of just having one, if your Pokemon has multiple buttons can show up on the screen and you can choose which charge move you want to use. That adds a whole new level of strategy on which moves you want to use for which Pokemon and which ones you want to add to your Pokemon, and it gives more incentive for us to want to collect TMs to add as many moves possible to our Pokemon. I don't think the coding should be that hard to do that, and I think it should be fairly easy to do that, and it adds a level of strategicness. But guys, it's still pushing a button. I know Niantic wants to keep it simple. Swipe, you know, the swipe, push, and button lights up. I mean, you just have to know which one you want to select. That's really all there is to it. But they're adds strategic by what kind of move it is. So that would hugely increase the game. Plus, you know, revenue would go way up for Niantic because they would be able to sell these charge and TM moves, the charge and fast TM moves, for ridiculous amounts in the store. The last thing I'll leave you with here, guys, to make this game better, and I think it should be a really easy thing to do. Maybe there's something I don't know, but you cap out at level 40. Okay, that's a problem. There are people grinding and buying lucky eggs, and once you get to that point, I mean, there's not a whole lot of incentive to keep buying lucky eggs if you're already level 40. You're in the club. It's done. You kind of beat the game in that regard. So make your levels go up past 40. You don't have to make it so that it powers up Pokemon more, but make it so that at least your number changes, and it's exponential for every level. So, I mean, going to level 99 is just like crazy insane, like Brandon Tan insane. So that should be something that people should be able to have, is to, you know, want to keep going on with their levels, not cap out at 40. So definitely something else to think about. So these are the tips that I have for, you know, the short term, easy to do. Obviously there's long-term options like PvP. It'd be awesome if I could, you know, battle my Pokemon against my, you know, my kids' Pokemon or my friends' Pokemon. Pokemon centers, I mean, there's a whole vast things you can do with those things, and adding revenue to Niantic would be huge with those things. But those are some bigger things that they can add in the game. Those are long-term things, not really good solutions for now. And guys, badges, like the badges, it'd be really simple for them just add certain badges as far as PvP goes or things like that. Lastly, I have this concept of Niantic gyms throughout one country. So you have maybe 8 gyms in a country, and they're Niantic owned. They could do a little symbol, just like how they have that raid symbol after you beat it. They have a little symbol, and you actually battle one of their characters with their Pokemon. And if you can beat their 6 in one shot with your 6, then you get some sort of badge on your player profile. And if you collect all 8 badges, there's maybe some type of reward. And these gyms, they could choose to migrate the gyms every 2 months, every month, or whatever they want to decide to do. That way, location base isn't that much. But you have the dedicated players playing right now, and people are willing to travel. It's called Pokemon Go. We want to go. So if those are moving around, that it might be really cool for a lot of people to plan trips to go and try to beat those, collect those. People would do it. Maybe you need a special pass to do it. There's revenue right there. I'm pretty sure people would pay to get a special pass to do those, and it would add. And final idea is, guys, Master Ball. Come on, where is it? This is an easy add, 100% catch rate, make it rare. You could go with the quests. If you do complete certain number of quests, then you get the Master Ball. And the Master Ball does 100% catch rate for whatever Pokemon you come up to. I wish they did this with legendaries, but they took a different route, the video game route with that. So, but they could implement a lot of different. Could also have the Pokemon centers be the basis of where trading happens. You know, everybody has to be at a Pokemon center in order for trade to happen. And maybe you have to have some special item or special ability that you have to pay Niantic, you know, on the game shop store in order to do the transaction for the trade, so they get something out of it too. But people would love to trade, and maybe that's the way, you know, you kind of collaborate that, and that increases revenue for Niantic too. People want trading, so that's another good long-term thing. Some really cool ideas long-term, some easy fixes Niantic for short-term. So start thinking about those. Keep your fan base, keep your player base, because, you know, people are still grinding, people are still out there, and you have the dedicated fan base now in the Pokemon community. So thank you for listening, and leave your comments below. I would love to hear what you guys think, and peace out.